I got my first tattoo.
I was 18.
I was about 17.
18.
19, I think.
40 when I got my first tattoo.
18 years old.
When I was 30.
I got my first tattoo, I was actually 15. Oh man.
I was 18.
It was just before my 21st birthday.
I was 60 years old when I got my first tattoo.
I waited that long because I didn't want anything that was insignificant.
Started getting tattooed as part of my midlife crisis and my rebellion against kind of always being good.
Been obsessed with Bruce Lee since I was about 12. Bruce Lee was all about you need to express yourself honestly, and that's my way of doing it.
It was a skull with other skulls inside it.
Tiny little bird on my shoulder.
It is a jellyfish which I had done as a watercolour.
A tribal name for strong. For all I know, it could say sweet and sour chicken. I really wouldn't know, but at the time I thought it was cool.
And I got these little kanji symbols on my inner forearm, which have since been covered up several times.
My mum wasn't too pleased, but I think she trusted that I wanted it, so she had to let it happen. I was 18 now, so it was my choice.
Most of my family, apart from my dad, they're really enthusiastic about it. He's got the old sort of school mentality that tattoos are what bad people have, I guess.
I hid it for about a month from my parents because they are very anti-tattoo, anti any kind of body modification.
My mother's not happy with tattoos. She appreciates the art, but she just doesn't like them.
My dad's against tattoos. He just thought I was stupid for getting it done.
My mum thought it was just a phase I was going through.
People that haven't been tattooed are quite shocked at how much I have, and I've taken for granted actually how my skin is slowly disappearing underneath coloured ink.
I do hear some pretty horrible stuff, but you have to learn to sort of take it with the job, you know.
Grandparents hate tattoos and see them as only like rough people getting tattoos and criminals.
I did choose to wait until my parents had passed away to have it done so that I wouldn't have that conversation with them even at my age.
My dad's fine with tattoos because he's got some DIY ones that he did when he was younger. My mum hates them. She thinks I've spoilt myself.
My dad is in his 80s and very old school and does not like tattoos at all, does not approve of tattoos, and he doesn't know I have any. I see him about once a month and I cover them all up and he doesn't know I have any. If he did, he'd be appalled.
I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and I was experiencing voice hearing, and what the voices were telling me weren't pleasant things, they weren't nice things at all, and it put me into a shell. So rather than go off the handle, I'd go in to get tattooed, and everything that I was envisioning in my head, everything the voices were telling me to do, I was getting tattooed on my body. Rather than envision things in my mind and think, there's something wrong with me, I can think, I'm just going to look it right in the eye, and it's there now, it's a piece of art. And then, like I say, at the end of it, I'd look at it and think, yeah, I'm winning.
The one that sings most to me would be my back piece. I suffer with cystic fibrosis, and because of that, I have a significantly shortened life expectancy. So the skull is to represent that I'm not scared of death. My condition can hold me back, but you know, if I can sit through hours of being tattooed, especially on my back, which is quite painful, I can get through anything.
Me and my dad had a very close relationship. He had cancer twice, and then he fought it twice and beat it, and then it come back again, come back the third time for terminal, and he got given 6 months to live. I have the latitude and longitude of where his ashes are scattered in the sea and where my nan's and aunties' ashes are scattered. When I die, I would want my ashes to be scattered where my dad's were, so I think it is a bit of a Brixton thing.
The tattoo I got was for my son when he was first born. He was born with a condition what's called talipes. We all probably know it more as clubfoot. And from the moment he was born, he had his right leg set in cast. After that, he went into having boots and bars. I've always said I wanted another tattoo, but I wanted this tattoo to finally mean something. I didn't want just a tattoo stuck on me. So I took his boots and bars with me down to the tattoo shop. As my lad gets older, and he's going to ask why he has to have boots and bars at night time, and I've always wanted to say to him, don't worry son, you know, your dad's got boots and bars as well here. And that was the whole purpose of having a tattoo. I wanted something special, and he'll understand that it ain't nothing to be ashamed of.
My most meaningful tattoo is one I got for my daughter, my youngest. She has autism, and when she was little she found it really difficult to understand why people did things differently to her and why they thought differently to her, and she was convinced for a very long time that she was an alien and this wasn't where she belonged. So I decided that for her I would get a little flying saucer, and I talked to my tattoo artist and explained the story behind why I wanted the tattoo. So he did me this really beautiful tattoo he designed, and in it he's got a beam and a young girl being pulled up, and he said that's her going home.
I've been a nurse since I was 18 and I'm 24 now. I started off not getting tattooed where my uniform would show, but decided actually that's not a reflection of me. I do get a lot of patients that tell me it's disgusting and they hate them. Mid-conversation, like they'll be talking about their care, and then they'll mention how much they don't like it and they're surprised that I can get a job with it. But my reply is always, if you don't like tattoos, then you don't have to get one, and it doesn't affect my ability to do my job. So, next question.
Most of my friends would look at people with tattoos and be quite shocked and not like them at all. But when I look at them, I think it's very creative in the fact that they can put an art piece on a person's body that'll last forever, instead of just having an art piece on the wall, and they can choose whatever they like, so it can be as personal as they want it to be.
My friends around me now, they don't really even think anything of my tattoos, if I'm honest with you. They know me for who I am, and it's not really, it's just life, you know. I mean, occasionally I make them laugh when I get out one that might be controversial or two. We might have had a moment in the studio, and I'm like, oh, I've got this, and yeah, I get some laughs, but it's short-lived. It's just who I am, and they just take me for who I am. They don't really think anything, I guess.
the compromise with my wife was about. She felt like I was disappearing under the tattoos, and she married someone who was just like a normal looking human being, like as in a skin coloured guy, and now I'm kind of like a multicoloured person, and I've got like one leg that's not been tattooed and one arm that's not been tattooed, so it kind of offsets.
I used to work with a young girl, and when other people were telling me that I was getting too many tattoos, she used to say to me, I love it when you get tattooed, because every time you get a new tattoo I see more of your personality on your skin.
As generations are going on, more and more people are tattooed. It's very unusual if you're not tattooed now, so hopefully I'll be able to wear a t-shirt in the summer at work instead of having to be covered up.
There is a certain life experience quality about it as an event. To have that bond with someone and have a piece of highly creative art on one's body forever.
Rather than go out and drink and do drugs and, you know, be stupid with something that I'm going to have for the rest of my life, I've turned it into almost like an art form.
I see the stuff I went through and the things that happened and the things that brought me to this place.
I guess people don't notice me for my cystic fibrosis anymore as well, and I don't have to focus on that anymore. I've got something else to focus on, and everyone else has something to focus on. I'm more defined by my tattoos now rather than my condition.